I like this.
What?
This.
What?
Like, I like vlogging.
Like the vibe?
Yeah, it's like,
Keep all your dreams, keep standing tall.
So,
okay.
I really wanted Ella to start vlogging. I feel like she'd be really good at it.
I feel like we're good together because Haley and I have very deep conversations out of nowhere.
Really?
And then it leads into something deeper.
But we could literally talk about anything for hours.
It's crazy. Like, remember the one time we were in the McDonald's parking lot and we had the deepest conversation?
No,
It was
I
about One
don't.
Direction. It went on for like 3 hours.
It's crazy.
Remember we got like a shit ton of McDonald's and it never filled us up?
Oh, story of my life. Even like when we're at college, like separate colleges, and
Yeah.
talk about anything.
Videos were like I don't understand how, like, you know, women don't get that much respect of
Yes.
being a
stay-at-home mothers.
mom.
But like,
it's so hard to be a mother.
and then the other day we were talking about high school and how college has changed us so much.
And how we were so caught up in high school. Like, we don't want to, like, experience new things. We don't want to get out of our comfort zone.
We're scared.
And, yeah, because we're scared about people judging us when that shouldn't be the case at all. Because no one thinks about high school.
It's just like, if you look at our high school and like the people in it, we're not really like them. But then you move to college and you find people that are like you, and they might not dress like you, they might not talk like you or something, but you still like have something in common. I feel like it's so different in high school. Like, that doesn't happen.
No.
It's just, I hate it. I hated it.
I hated it too. And like in the moment, you're like, high school's good. Like, what is there to complain about? But then there's always like little episodes where like, this is why I hate high school.
It's so
And it was mostly with
dramatic.
our friend group because our friend group was so.
My God.
It was too much. There was too many like. All we did was just gossip about each other, and like
wasn't
little
real.
dirt about everyone would just like get
Just, like,
bigger and exemplify.
But it's just, it wasn't real friendship at all. Like, everything was just so fake.
It was fake.
I look at the people that I was friends with and I'm like, you're nothing like me.
No.
Like, I don't talk to
Like,
a
how
lot
did
of them.
how did we become friends with someone if in reality it's not who we were? Because we were trying to be someone that we weren't. So now when we're in college, and now that we kind of are growing into ourselves and kind of realizing that we're not the same person that we were, nor we were trying to be. We were always trying to be something that we aren't.
And to
like-
look at what that was is kind of scary and disgusting, because it's like the people that we were trying to emulate were terrible people.
That's very true.
If it was even people, or if it's just like a mantra, like a persona, that persona,
No,
is
it's
shit.
people.
It sucks. They're shitty people.
You know what's even more sad is that, like, we grew up at a school, we went to a school that had, you know, some diversity, but
It did.
But it didn't have all the diversity that we see in college.
It's crazy.
Like, people stereotypicalize people all the time.
Stereotype?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that it's not
Then if you
not
don't-
everyone is that kind of like line of people.
Right, and then if you don't fit that mold, you're looked at as just like weird, or like, who is this? Like,
And
what
I
are
feel
you?
like in high school we only had that mold.
Yeah.
And there was only like 4 other black people that didn't have that type of, like, I don't know, aura,
Yeah.
and that didn't fit under that category, so we base them as white black people.
Yeah, I got called that like my whole life. I've always gotten called that, and it really sucks, and it really, like, I don't even know what the word is. Like, what's the word? Like, it just, like, my judgment was, like, so unclear. But my judgment was so unclear, and I was always so scared to, like, be myself and say things. I didn't want to be called white. I didn't want to be called ghetto. I didn't want to be called that. And, like, I remember, like, there was this guy that I was friends with, and he was talking to me, and he was like, Haley, you're, like, the whitest black person I know. And I was like, F you, like, don't talk to me. And he was like, no, that's a good thing. I was like, excuse me? What the hell do you mean that's a good thing? He's like, I don't like ghetto black people. I don't like this.
Because he's
like,
stereotypicalizing
the
what
fuck
black
does
people
that
are.
mean? I'm like,
What
who do you know
normal
that's
black
like that?
people are?
And I was just
Ghetto.
like, what? He wasn't even white. And I was like, that's like, I feel
That's a
so
good
bad
thing.
for you.
Why would
Like,
you even
I
say that?
feel so bad for you that you think that. Like, it's so disgusting. It's such a terrible.
It's kind of
mindset.
sad that we base a race on how we act. Like, if you act ghetto, you'd be like, oh, you're a white black person. But white people can be just as ghetto. They can be even more ratchet.
They can be
Like,
dirty.
and how, like, that person, I'm not gonna say his name, but, like, how he said, oh, you're a white black person. Like, we're basing a race on a race.
It's just
Does that
so
make sense?
ignorant. Like,
It
it's
is.
so ignorant. People need education. Like, you can be smart, like, you can be, what's the word? You can be book smart and street stupid. You can be book smart, street smart, and just
be the dumbest
stupid.
person.
The dumbest person when it comes to race, and just, like, ugh, it's so sad. It's so sad. I feel like you were probably always called black growing up.
Yeah.
Like, you acted
But I
ethnic.
wanted to.
You liked it. Like,
I was like, yeah, like, I want to be black. And everyone's like, you're an idiot. Like,
which is, I mean, it's, like, not saying it that way, but like, being, like, thinking, like, I want to do this. These are things that I like. This is something that I resonate with. Is okay. But, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like.
But also, I think growing up, for me, because I wanted to be black, and I acted black, it's still kind of going with, like, the race on a race. Like, I don't think I should have told people that I wanted to act black, because black people don't act a certain way.
Right.
They might be more soulful, might have more, like, you know, like.
But the key word is might. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to be anything. You are who you are, and that's okay. And it shouldn't have to be categorized. Not everything should have to fit. Like, you don't have to fit. You can be whatever you want. It's just so stupid.
We got deep real quick.
This is always, like, literally, you could be like, Twinkie. And me and Ella could be like, Twinkies. Like, just going. Change to, like, Hostess, Little Debbie.
Little Debbie. But no, like, it's just, like, crazy how this world is just, I feel like it's unraveling. You know, we've come very far from what we used to, but it's never going to be, there's never going to be equality. There's never going to be someone that's going to be, that when we look at each other, there's never going to be the same amount of equality. There's always going to be someone that thinks one person is less than the other.
Higher than the other. And it's kind of really sad. Like, why does it have to be like that? I feel like that just shows how dumb people are. If it has to be like that, then
like, I don't get it.
You must be stupid.
And, like, I'm not trying to sound like, I don't know, like I'm woke.
Like, I don't know it all. I'm not woke. Like, I learn new things. But it's just, like, now I can see that if someone's eyes can't see everyone as equal, then there's something about them is just not there.
Like, you have baby feet. Like, your feet are literally, like, look at mine. Like, I have, like, crust, like, dry skin, and yours are completely baby.
What? No, my feet were really dry a while ago, like, when I went to the Dominican Republic. But, like, there's this thing, I don't think I'm supposed to put it in my bath. It's like a sleep oil or something, like soothing
like an
oil.
essential, like a frankincense.
And I, like, take it and I go like this, and then I do, like, a bubble bath with it. And then I put, like,
it makes bubbles with
and
oil?
I put, like, some, like, do you know if you take normal, like, bath soap and you go like this?
It makes bubbles.
Yeah.
I didn't know that oil.
So I put that on the ground. So I put that on the, like, the bath ground, and then I go like that, and then I put the water on, and then I feel, like, a lot, like, better.
Your feet are baby.
They look so red. Like, my skin has such a red tint in it. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
You have very lenient fingers.
I was looking at Grant's hands, and people used to always tell me that I had alien hands, like alien fingers.
No.
And I was looking at Grant's, and his are worse than mine. Like, his hands are so, like, his fingers are so long.
Does your mom have skinny fingers or your dad have skinny?
Probably my dad, because my dad's taller, but that doesn't make any sense. But probably my dad. But I was so confused. All my nails are coming off.
No, you could be a hand model.
Could I? Probably not. Probably not.
Comment down below.
Ew.
Your opinions. I don't know.
What else could we talk about? It's fun.
What if you became, like, YouTube famous because of it?
I'm not gonna become YouTube famous. My YouTube channel is very unknown.
But honestly, who cares if you become YouTube famous? It's more fun to just, like, vlog people's opinions, experiences, conversations. I feel like you can look back on it and be like, oh, I remember that time.
Yeah, like, right now for me, I'm doing it because I want to have memories. I want to be able to look back on it. And also just for fun, because when I was in, like, 7th grade, I would make videos and I would put them up on YouTube and stuff. And I deleted them all because I was so scared that people were going to find my YouTube channel because people were finding it. And I was like, I don't want people to find it. And, like, I really like doing it. Something that I can do. And, yeah, I really like looking back on it, especially when I travel, because I love traveling. I think that'll be really fun to look back on. And then I was talking to, when Shemaya asked me for help, and she was like, I just want something to do for fun, like, and keep me, like, up while I'm at school. And I was like, that's so true, and that's so smart. And, like, yeah, it takes some time, not, like, loads of time, but there are people who make videos every day and vlog their day every day. So, I mean, if I can at least do a little bit while I'm at school, too, maybe that'll be a good hobby. Like, and I don't think I'm going to get famous or anything, but it's more for me than for other people.
That's good. That's
I
how
don't
it
want to
should
go
be.
into it with intentions that I'm like, oh, I want to get famous. I want to do this because I'm
reality,
in
that's
college.
what
Like, I don't need to get famous. I don't have any desire to get famous. I'm just doing it for fun and for memories.
that's how it should be.
Yeah, especially like when I'm at home and traveling and stuff. Like, something I want to look back on. Especially school too. I should definitely want to vlog there because then you can look back on your college experience and stuff. That's the thing that everyone should do it. That's what I've been trying to get everyone to do it. Like, I think you should do it. I think they'd be so cute. You don't have to even edit it. You could just take the clip, put it in, put it up. And then you have something to look back on. You can learn as you go. You know what I mean?
Because I don't know how to do anything like technology.
Yeah. It's just fun. And of course, it's doing that.
You know what I hate when people like, I don't know why, but I hate when people like talk about or like down or don't understand transgender. I don't know why, but like I've like gotten so protective over that. Like when people don't understand something, I go off.
It upsets me. It's not even not understanding it. It's just like not caring to understand, not caring enough to think about it,
not thinking
to be
about
accepting.
Yeah, like not thinking about how the other person feels. Like if someone would be like, I want to be called he, I would try like
my hardest to change.
But you know what's weird is that like when we first, because our friend Connor, or
Is
my
trans.
friend Connor.
Yeah,
I
your
don't know
friend.
about you.
I mean, so looking back on that, it's not like I hope it doesn't appear to you as like it's because of that, because it would never be of that. It's just like personally, like I've learned so much this year, and the things that I've learned, like he just goes against them, and a lot of people that I know go against them. There's a lot of people that I've cut out of my life because of it, and it's just like I'm not okay with that. And it's not like morals, it's more like concepts, especially when it comes to like there's like an ongoing debate between people of color and people in the LGBTQ community about accepting each other, and I feel like it doesn't like sometimes it doesn't resonate with people. And like what he said when we were at Chick-fil-A that night, I was just like, he just doesn't get it, and I'm not gonna sit here and explain it to someone.
First of all, he
especially
should have
a
never
grown-
said that either,
Yeah.
because he doesn't know your mother like that.
Especially a grown man, like I'm not gonna sit here and explain it to him. Like that's what you need to learn yourself.
Yeah.
But it's just like I'm not gonna put myself in a situation to have to like hear negative things about my family. You know what I mean?
I feel like when you don't go to college, I don't know why, but there's a diverse amount of people in college.
Yeah.
You're always gonna go in, there's gonna be a melting pot unless you go to like, I don't know. Unless you go, I don't know where you would go. But honestly, I feel like going to college has helped me understand the world so much better.
So much more.
I feel like everything goes back to college, because I feel like in our high school, I would have thought about that type of stuff, but I
not
never
to
would
the
have fully
same-
understand like the
Right.
same level.
Not to the same level, even close. Not even close.
I can't take people who don't understand life. If
Yeah,
they don't
and I
understand
don't
the
wanna
world,
explain it
if
to
they
you.
don't accept what's going on, and they don't realize, like there are people out there that completely don't understand what African or Black people are going through. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't understand it until I came to college, because then I saw for my first, I witnessed my first racist encounter of my life.
Yeah.
Because we live in a very white community.
We do.
And yes, there are different white people. We got, the rednecks, the country people, the hippies.
Yeah.
We do have,
And another thing to bring up is that we live in Charlottesville. Like
if
we live.
no one, if you guys even know, but that's where,
that's where the like whole racist thing was, and there's a Robert E. Lee statue in the middle of our town. Like that's pretty disgusting, but it's just like, and I don't like to even talk about it. Like it's not funny.
It's so sad.
Like, it's like have the like assumption that Charlottesville is a very like
That's like
racist
more
place.
people know Charlottesville now. Like I remember going to college, people were like, "Oh, where are you from?" I'll be like, "Charlottesville." They'll be like, "Oh, Charlottesville."
Yeah,
I'm
that's what
like,
people always say.
and what's sad is that Charlottesville never had a name like that.
And
We
it's just
never had a name like that. It was a very accepting town. Like when you think about Charlottesville, I think about welcoming. I think about a close LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
And I think about we did have a lot of Black Lives Matter. Not like a bigger city, but I think there are some like percentages of people that did understand the black. We had a good, strong Black Lives community.
It's just like any other city. There's people on both sides,
Mhm.
but when you think about the city,
It was more city.
we lived in the county, so I feel like that's why we have a different like feeling of being in schools and stuff. But in the city, it was very, very progressive. It's a very progressive city, and that's how the problem started, which a lot of people don't understand. It really sucks, but it's just like, yeah, people don't understand that the reason that they came is because Charlottesville was so adamant on getting it taken down, and they knew that there were a lot of people, white or black, that would support it being taken out, and they didn't want that, and that's why they came. It's true.
What are your views on it, Haley?
What do you mean?
Like, with a statue, you think?
I think that there should be, like, I've heard this idea before, that there should be a museum for those statues. Like, Robert E. Lee, obviously, he was a soldier, like, he did a lot, whatever, but it's just, like, you don't need to have something that, like, diminishes people's, like, identity, like, just sitting outside. I don't know if that's the right words, but just, like,
I agree. I agree
like,
with that. I agree with the Robert E. Lee.
And they lost.
But there were still people that were uncomfortable with it. I mean, I know one of the other the city council members
Didn't agree.
with it.
It's so sad.
But what are your views on the Thomas Jefferson statue?